The multi-million rand corruption trial involving former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede is still taking place at the Durban High Court. Let's speak to our reporter, Karinda Jagmohan, who's going to give us a sense of what came out yesterday, Karinda, and what it is that we can expect today.
Indeed. Good morning, Oli. Well, remember that anonymous complaint that was received by eThekwini's internal investigators? There was a bundle of documents with a post-it note detailing alleged fraud. Well, Sean Hitler is testifying on that same bundle of documents over the past 2 days, from this week and last week. Now, he was the investigator who received this bundle of documents after it was left by a person who wanted to be anonymous at the reception of his office, which is the City Integrity and Investigations Unit. Now, Sean Hitler told the court that upon perusing these documents, he could see the allegations that service providers were being paid for work that was never done. So they began investigating. Now, the defense over the past 2 days has been questioning the fact that Hitler's office, the investigating unit, passed these complaints, passed these allegations on to an external service provider called IFS to investigate. Hitler says that the reason they did this is because that company, IFS, was already investigating another case involving one of the suspects, a business that's involved in this current case that is revolving the Durban Solid Waste Unit. Now, with regards to that, then the defense continued questioning Hitler and asked about why the investigators went on to open a criminal case at the police station before reporting to eThekwini's internal disciplinary board, as is per their internal processes. Hitler said that in a previous matter, they have seen that some of the eThekwini officials were involved as role players or colluding in these alleged crimes, and so they had to go to the police because with regards to these allegations, they couldn't rule out any city line managers or city officials as suspects. So that's why they went to the police to investigate. That ultimately culminated in this trial that we are seeing today. So Hitler has also been questioned on the supply chain management processes of how they came to use IFS as an external company to do a forensic audit. And he says, well, that there was already IFS was already on a panel of service providers that would be able to, that would enable them to use for external investigations. So it has been a long 3 weeks, considering we've only seen testimony of 2 witnesses. At the start of the trial, we saw Mbuso Ngobo, who's the head of this investigating unit, but he was booked off sick last week, and it's unclear when he'll return to court, whether or not it'll be in the next 2 days, because this trial block ends tomorrow, and we expect court to resume later this year. Again, it's going very slowly because the defense representatives are trying to nitpick at every point to every statement that the witnesses are testifying about in order to raise doubt in the mind of the court, essentially, or in the mind of the judge, essentially. So within each day we see there's really the same argument that is made in different ways, so to say, because the defense is trying to see whether or not the testimonies of the witnesses are collaborating or if they can find any differences to raise doubt. And right now they seem to be doing that in one aspect, because whereas Hitler said that they used IFS because it was already investigating a previous case of allegations involving one of the suspects currently, Obo did not say that. He said that they went to IFS because it was the only company available at the time. So that's one issue that Advocate Griffiths Madonsela has raised. His cross-examination is still continuing today, and so between 1 and 2 o'clock today, I'll give you an update on what came out of his cross-examination.
Karinda Jagmohan, thank you very much for that comprehensive update live for us outside the Durban High Court. All right.